Yeah, but speaking of dicks, you guys went on a journey of your lives, and that's to take away a small dong shame.
Yeah. I mean,
I saw your process.
Thank you. Yeah, it started with Strider, actually. He got, we were going on one of our weekly streaks, and Strider got shamed for having a small dink.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people laughed at me outside of a DMV. You know, people said, "Oh man, that tall guy has a especially small penis." I would always justify it to myself, saying I have a taller frame, so therefore maybe it makes it look smaller. Turns out it's a double negative. Just some tall body with a small weenie. But then my boys were like, "Dude, let's end that small dong shame. That's just something I can't control. This is the wiener that I was given." So, and it's made me develop other lovemaking moves. So it's actually been a benefit. You know, now I'm T-darting. Now my wife can pick me up. She can do all sorts of moves on me that I never even thought of. And
they do reverse 69.
Reverse
Standing.
69?
Nice.
Legit.
Is that where you're on top?
That's where my wife picks me up, flips me over, and we go to town.
Oh, she starts
and then we go
headbanging.
to town. Yeah, we go to town.
Kind of like Metallica or something like that.
Yeah.
While it's playing.
Dude, we definitely... Our lovemaking music is definitely like Rush, heavy, just double foot pedal always when making love, dude.
Nice.
None of this, easy listening. But this was the biggest, dude, there we are, ending small dong shame. You guys got permits, and we went around Los Angeles, downtown LA.
The route was in the shape of a dick.
Was it?
Yeah, if the helicopter was watching, it would see. Yeah.
That's the kind of detail people don't understand sometimes.
Yeah, and Bill Maher covered it.
Really?
He's like, here in LA, we had a small dong march. I try to do it.
Yeah.
Kyle Dunnigan does a great impression.
His
pull that
impressions
out?
are the best.
Yeah.
Let's live in the small dong mindset for a second. That had to have come with a lot of pressure.
Of course. And I played volleyball in college and through high school, and I've always been on teams, and I've always been in locker rooms. In locker rooms, look, there's etiquette. You're in the shower, whatever. Hey, how's it going? Eye contact. But you're clocking. Everyone's clocking.
Everyone. That's been a
You're
big thing on this
clocking.
podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone meet peaks.
Of course. And there's like 20 dudes on a volleyball team. I was always bottom 18. Always bottom 18.
And that has to be tough too, because your frame, it's like this dude obviously has a massive piece. Because again, you're kind of like a lanky tall guy.
Yes.
Got a little nose. Got a little nose on you to be like he's working with a pipe down there.
Yeah.
A guy with that frame, Taylor Knife, we see you.
I
you're
pride
like, he's got
myself on
Yes.
being in a locker room for most of my life and understanding what the body frame is for a big piece. And you would have tricked me.
Exactly. And imagine my wife when
Yeah.
we first made love. And she's thinking to herself, I'm going to get myself not a nice little treat, a nice big treat.
Yeah.
But now my wife loves me. She says my wiener's fine. And that's nice.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
How long did it take her to get to fine? Was it immediate? Was she always body positive, or was it tough?
Took me 13 years to propose.
There's a reason.
Like, are you somebody that has to get under the covers first and then take your boxers off?
I'm a lights off guy.
Wow.
I'm a lights off guy, candle, mood, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good way to kind of distract from anything you don't want them to really notice.
Correct. My wife comes in the room. She says, turn the lights on, spread them. That's what she
Get
said.
in the
Yeah, I
starfish
want to
position.
see you.
Brave of her as well, though, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
God.
And I'll wear a thong, Carhartt, but still a thong.
Yeah. It doesn't chafe?
Oh, did they make good quality stuff? But the way we move,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
A lot
The
of chafing.
nerves for your first time had to be high. You
Through
got
the
a
roof.
picture kind of like the Notebook where they're standing there in front of a fire and just going one article at a time. God. And he's like, are you sure? I'm scared that you're not going to be okay with this. And she just like lets him know like you're in a safe space.
Yeah.
And just,
What is that's Will. Yeah. I think he looked good there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That was a vulnerable state for me as well. Tom Brady posted a photo that was very similar, so I had to
nice.
Let him know.
show him what a real alpha looked like.
that is.
I gotta say, Strider, you carry big hog energy though.
You do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that a downfall
Yes.
to have such big dick energy?
It's a compensation.
Yeah.
I would like to just be myself. Right now, I'd like to still be curled up in my hotel room.
Taking a nap.
Pushing the
It's too
podcast
early.
back.
It's still
even
too
more.
early.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to
get
just
that.
be doing that, I'd like to be at the
He's texting
coffee.
Chad, he's not ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's my true nature. I just want to shell up, dude. But
You just got to fluff it all day long. If there's like a weird thing I do that people don't necessarily know about is I'm always like fluffing myself throughout the day.
Yeah. No,
got it.
People
Like
know
right
this.
now,
is that
I'm
like when you
very
give
like
yourself
I'm
a
very
little blood?
nervous.
Yeah.
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 I
you
noticed
give
when we met, before we shook hands, you were like,
Yeah, like God, fuck.
yeah, you did come up. You're like, dude, what up? You just hit
So-
adapt us a little bit. Like, give yourself a little blood down there, which is, I get it.
Yeah.
You want that.
My small dong journey was kind of a rude awakening because I played water polo. And I did it for the tan and to show off my bulge. Because I thought I had a good bulge. And so I played water polo, and then, you know, my first match, like, I invited my crush. I'm like, because my plan was to have my crush see me, she'd see my bulge, she'd be like, okay, you're the guy, you know. But then I didn't realize that I had a pointy bulge.
Ooh.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
It's where the shaft rests on the sack instead of wrapping around.
Called that a bird's nest.
Yeah. It's like a little tent.
Yeah.
And she bailed at halftime.
No.
Yeah. And I was like, bros, what do you think happened? They're like, it's your bulge, man. It's pointy.
So you thought your greatest asset ended up being your greatest demise.
Yeah. It's like, you know, everyone was just so nice to me growing up. They're like, yeah, dude, you got a solid piece. But they were just, that's the downside of being too nice, is like, you know, I had all this like kind of false reinforcement where people are like, yeah, you got a fire piece, and, you know, yeah. So I'm laughing because it's so traumatic.
It's tough to deal with, dude. That's tough to deal with. This is brave of you.
Yeah, and then like my buddy who was like a straight shooter, he's like, look, it's your bulge. She bailed because of your bulge.
Let me ask you this. So if you guys are all about the stoke, you guys are all about body positivity.
Yeah.
How do you achieve body positivity with your bros while also being honest with them? Because you never want to put your boys in a situation that you were in after water polo.
Yeah.
So how do you tell them, hey, the bulge is not the thing that's going to get you where you need to go?
Dude, if you like, let's say you have a buddy who has a pointy bulge, you know, and he's like, bro, like, you know,
what do you
give me
think?
an assessment, like straight, you know, how's my bulge? I'd be like, dude, honestly, the bulge is like kind of, you know, it's not the best bulge, but your calves make up for it. Mm-hmm. You find something else to reinforce. Be like, dude, your delts will for sure make up for that thumbtack penis you got.
It's beautiful. That really helped me. You would send that in a group text thread. We have a group text thread where we send like our weightlifting regimen for the day and stuff. And we really emphasize form on there. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not, oh, did I put up these numbers today? It's like great technique. You got low on that squat. You got to 90 if you're just doing 90. Yeah. Other guys have different goals. So you'll put your goal and whatever that is, we will support you on that journey. Mm. You know? And some goals you can't get it. I mean, you could get a penis extension, but we just said, take what you got and make the best of it. You know what I mean? These are the ingredients that we have. Bake the best cake you can.
Yeah.
With what you got.
And it's like, too, like when you identify that a bro is struggling with a small piece and you know you have one as well, you kind of break the ice with like, hey, I got a small one too. Yeah. And I know JP, I could tell he was nervous at one point in time and I had to break out the story. Similar to you, Chad, I had to learn the hard way. I was in a locker room of my own back in Washington and I walked in the shower and Quentin Dunbar, I'll never forget it. I'm walking toward the back corner because that's where I'm trying to hurry up and get to before I take off my towel. And he's like, scrimp, there goes scrimp. And the whole team, I was on notice. And that unfortunately became my nickname. So I had to learn the hard way. I mean, I already knew it. Yeah. But it kind of really...
To have your teammates...
You really get naked.
Yeah.
Yes.
When that gets unleashed on you.
Yeah.
So it's always been like it's always been a point of emphasis when I know a fellow bro is out there struggling with a small piece.
Right.
And you can tell there was telltale signs. Like I was like, I bought a couple chain necklaces.
Yeah.
When I would greet you, I'd say, "What's up, pussy bitch?" You know, like I would try to talk tough.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, that's not you.
Yeah. I remember
I would rent convertibles. Dude, I went into heavy debt renting just convertibles.
Really?
He's a huge Corvette guy.
Mm-hmm. Just renting them.
Yeah. I remember one time he's like, you know, one time you're like, what books are you reading? I'm like, oh, you know, like Holes. And I'm like, what are you reading? You're like, The Game.
Yeah.
The Game by Neil Strauss.
Yeah. Wow. I'd be like, dude, you want to go sarging for chicks? He's like, dude, we're both married. I'm like, yeah, but let's just sarge. You know, let's just get out in the field, I'd say.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So,
God. I know.
But dude, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being
That's a beautiful
Thanks
story.
for creating the space.
Yeah. You know,
You've created the space on our show.
A small dong can be.
You know, there's an audience out there listening. Like, hey, I kind of got a small piece too. Maybe you can be a little bit more confident.
There's at least a dozen men out there right now wiping their tears.
Yeah.
And saying feeling that they finally have been heard.
Yes.
And they finally found you guys.
Yeah. And
they know they have support.
I mean, you've lost a bunch of weight. I'm sure you got a lot of growth with that. So guys that might be a little bit more heavy set, like, hey, there is opportunity out there. It just lies in your discipline in your day to day.
Yeah.
If this isn't who you are.
I've lost 60 pounds and I've definitely seen a change in my piece.
Your penis got bigger when you lost weight?
It It's well, at least it looks that way to me. It looks that way to me.
No, it does.
That's
I
awesome.
saw you at the urinal.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, my boy really is doing it.
That's
People
amazing.
are going to talk about his face looking beautiful, how much weight he's
lost.
lost.
There's also situations too, like when you
try
try to overcompensate for that, because I mean, when I was in the locker room too, like offensive linemen, usually have what we call a button penis. When the foop kind of pushes out too far, and so that kind of just sets. It doesn't even touch the nutsack. So a lot of us have been shamed for such a long time, and to see like even any droop at all, I started to get overly confident myself, and I said some untimely things on a road trip to Notre Dame one time. Oh yeah. There was that bottle there. And I said something about my piece. It was kind of like tough to put it in there, but I was trying to brag about my piece. And I didn't have to do that. It was an insecurity.
Yes, exactly.
It was an insecurity.
Because he goes, I can barely fit my piece in
this
wide mouth. This wide mouth bottom, we all just started, JP in the back.
JP takes his hat off, puts it on my head. And I knew right then and there, I sat in silence for the next 45 minutes and I was in total despair. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But you live and you learn. That's why you do those things. You live and you learn. So I think there's a lot of offensive linemen out there listening to this story. And I just want you guys to know you're not alone. Like, you can lose this weight and you can be more proud of what you have. I'm still white. I'm still from Arizona. Like, I have all the things going against me. I'm not impressive by any means, but I'm better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
Hey, man, dude.
Beautiful.
And if you do have a button hook,
that's beautiful.
Just change the verbiage.
Yeah.
Change the verbiage to like an army helmet. That seems a little more masculine.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. It seems like more military, more strategic.
A keyhole in the door that kind of comes out a little bit.
A lock pick.
Yeah. Phoenix penis is a real thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard?
Yeah, it is. It's
there's something about the desert that, like, dehydrates.
Shrimps it up.
Yeah.
It's like a raisin. Think of a grape. Think how full of a grape is.
Mm-hmm.
You start to take the water out of a grape. What's it turn into? Shriveled little raisin.
Exactly.
And so that's what happens to all my boys out there.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Charles Barkley said when he played for the Suns, he's like, dude, my dink
got smaller.
Lost like 2 inches.
Yeah.
If you got to
There's I think per capita baggy shorts. There's more people that wear baggy shorts in Arizona per capita than any other part of the country.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah. It's tough out there, man. It's tough, especially in Cave Creek, Arizona. Pretty much white. Pretty much white. Pretty much just baggy clothes. Yeah. Baggy clothes, cowboy boots. The boys are having a hard time out there.
Yeah. If you're wearing basketball shorts and cowboy boots, that's a fashion statement.
That's a fashion statement. That's hiding something.
That's like, my schedule today is jacking off.
Yeah.
I'll be jacking off today.
Yeah.
Is definitely.
Also, the super lifted trucks are a big giveaway.
Huge.
Oh, yeah.
Big giveaway. That's always tough for the peace community.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. You can tell. Yes.
Yeah. You have a lifted truck?
Oh, yeah.
Super lifted?
As lifted as you can get.
Really?
Yeah.
Monster truck status?
Ford Raptor.
Nice.
Yeah. Just small thing.
With extra lift or just Ford Raptor?
Ford
Leveling,
Raptor, extra lift. Yeah. Fat muffler on there, or exhaust.
Custom shocks.
Yeah, like that. That's literally me, dude.
Oh.
That's when I was told about my bulge, I did that.
Some of those things you can't help.
Yeah.
It's just part of it. It's just your makeup. That's how humans work.
Totally.
And
history's a circle.